You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. As long as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks to hinder your day. But you can't afford to let them stop you, no matter how hard it is to go through. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Strong positive mind, negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humbug that possibility. But if you give up, you have no way of knowing if next day would have brought good tidings. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on
personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my head from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. And you know, we always say, doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear. You wear a purple t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a orange t-shirt. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatania, Xenorania, Sonoranius. Each and everyone is welcome on Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we always say that we originate, we don't imitate. We are the only program on radio, on social media, on anywhere in the planet that promises to bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Take a listen.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And of course, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Let me bring in my pal here, the man himself, the one and only, the young man, Uncle Tommy boy. Tommy, how you good?
Very good, thanks. And thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here with you, as usual. And this is our first show for the new year on Sunday. So a happy new year to each and every listener and every viewer. These are interesting times, I must say.
I think that is an understatement, Tommy. Interesting times. It's an understatement. You know, sometimes it doesn't absolutely know where to start, Tommy. Be honest with you.
At the beginning works.
Sometimes you might have to start at the end and work your way back.
One thing they say, you begin with the end in mind.
There we go.
But you must begin with the first step.
You know, there have been so much that has happened over the past few days. So basically, we can say, Tommy, that Prime Minister Rowley is an astute politician at shifting the goalposts. Whether people want to believe that or not, what we have done, Tommy, in my estimation, we have shifted the goalpost from the government being an abysmal failure and having to call a state of emergency to Prime Minister Rowley being the first Prime Minister to step down while being in office.
And I listen to what you say, but it's all talk right now, and talk is cheap.
What's all talk? What's all talk?
He hasn't stepped down. He's saying that he will.
Nah. Cancel Christmas for him. He gone.
When I see it, I'll believe it. Because guess what?
Go ahead.
He already dealt with the taxes situation. There was not supposed to be taxes. He was not closing down Petrotrin. Now that's just two. What else you want me to go to?
Tommy, I've said this here, and I'm going to say it again. Prime Minister Rowley have read the tea leaves. And even if, by some stroke of imagination, something happened, and they win the election this year, he know for a fact he wouldn't command the majority in the parliament. He know that. He knows that. So by him knowing that, and that's why he took so long to decide he wasn't going back up for Diego Martin West. So to him, by stepping down is a win-win-win-win proposal for him. He decided to play a positive sum game rather than a zero-sum game. When you're playing a zero-sum game, there's winners and there's losers. In a positive sum game, it's all winners. He decided that he wanted to be a winner. If people go sympathize with him, they go say, oh God, by the first, he's the only prime minister to step down while he's in office, and so on and so on and so forth. So he done. He absolutely is done. And I want to tape this, save it, for all them people that tape me on the Mugabe station. All you tape this, save it, and you will see. The facts are there. So Tommy, I'm sorry.
So you think the reason why he's taking that money that was recommended by the SRC is because he intended to leave Dodge?
Oh, Tommy, you're coming around, Tommy. You're coming around the bush. What is it? Coming around the
mulberry bush?
Yeah, coming around the mulberry bush while we what I want is guys, it Tommy. You're coming around the mulberry bush, Tommy. You ain't tiptoeing around Bally's house no more with your tutu, you know. You're coming around the mulberry bush now. You understand? Tommy, that fella, if it's one thing, yes, he will go down as the worst prime minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. I challenge anyone to prove that otherwise. He will go down in history. But you see, from a political standpoint, Tommy, politics, you have to give him his due. He mashed up the country. Yes, he mashed up the country. He mashed up the PNM. Yes, he mashed up the PNM. But you know who benefited at the end of the day, Tommy? Who you think benefited? Who you think? You may answer you?
Answer.
Prime Minister Rowley. He benefited. And you know, Tommy, let me say this, PNM people, let's stand up for something now, man. How could you be no longer, you're a lame duck prime minister, right? You're a lame duck political leader, and you still want to pick candidates for the next election? Tommy, explain that to me. That's
why I'm saying that only when that day that he leaves office, I would know for sure he's leaving office.
No, he gone. He gone. But I'm asking you a question now, Tommy. How could no, I ain't talking about Jennifer Baptiste Primus. Oh, you know what? Let me see if Jennifer Baptiste Primus gone until she phone. Oh, Tommy, I want to call them PNM MPs and them and
I,
find out.
I want you to call. I want you to call Aisha too today. Let's hear what she thinks.
All right, let me call she first. Let me call she about she party first. So she ain't go. Let me see. Aisha Wells. Let me see, boy. Let me see. Okay, hold on, Nah, boy, that was yesterday. Let me see something.
I think we need to make up part of the conversation a little bit more often now, especially.
Yeah. Take it for a minute. Let me make this call. Take it for a minute.
Well, as everybody knows, it's a new year and there are new possibilities. We see what's going on with the PNM. We see what the leader is proposing or is presenting, that he leaves, he demits office. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it looks like it could happen anytime, or anytime it must be all the plans must be in his back pocket at this particular point, because it's touch and go. The state of emergency leaves a lot to be desired. Because you would tend to think with a state of emergency and with weapons amnesty program, that weapons will be coming in like crazy, because I think the state of emergency was designed to get the weapons off the street. So far, the numbers are not encouraging at all, because there should be a whole lot more weapons being seized or turned in, or what, something of sort. But as we see right now, they're coming in slowly. And it's been anticipated that there are thousands of illegal firearms out there in Trinidad at this particular time.
So there you have it, Tommy. So, Tommy, we have on the line a person who considered to be the queen of talk in Trinidad and Tobago, the one and only Aisha Wells. Aisha Wells, welcome to Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Hi guys, how you doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, dear listeners.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Nice. What brings you guys to my phone this hour today?
Well, Uncle Tommy say, I don't know, you and Tommy, I don't know what's going on. Tommy says, you had to call Aisha Wells. I wasn't. I say, well, what we calling Aisha Wells for? Aisha Wells? If we call Aisha Wells, all we go, yeah, Aisha Wells tiptoe wrong Bali's house, she tutu, she red socks.
And your dad ain't gonna allow him to talk about your daughter in that manner.
She go.
Well, I know once Uncle Tommy is sitting on this show, I have immunity. Yes, Uncle Tommy?
No doubt.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? So only pay attention to politics, no doubt.
Yeah, Aisha Wells, Tommy said that Prime Minister Rowley, he had to wait until Prime Minister Rowley goes for him to be convinced that he's actually going. And I have told him that he gone. What says Aisha Wells?
I believe that he's gone, and I'll tell you why I share this opinion. If you know Dr. Rowley's personality, he has a very big ego. And it took a lot out of him to come to the public and say that he is departing. It as though he wanted to let that burden off his chest. That is the The first thing, if my memory serves me right, it was early in the press conference he started to admit this. It wasn't even late. You know, if you tell yourself coming out to the end of the press conference, he went to admit it. I think he started, correct me if I'm wrong, early in the press conference admitting that he's on his way out. And this could be because of a number of things. Remember, I'm not too okra in the politics these days. I am an observer on the sideline. But it appears to me that all is not 101% well in the field. And there may be some sources within the party that Dr. Rowley is aware of who have political aspirations and ambitions. I don't know, I'm assuming it. Remember, I'm talking from outside. Having said that, instead of having what was done to Mr. Manning done to him, he preferred, in my humble opinion, to take his departure rather than to be chased from Valley House. I don't know what say you guys on the issue, but that's how I'm looking at it. Like I said, from the outside, like everybody else.
Aisha, you had to try to bamboozle me with looking on the outside. Looking on from
You're
outside.
sounding soft. I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, looking on from outside, Aisha. What outside you looking from?
But I outside Valley, you just say I was running wrong outside Valley house, and you put me inside. Make up your mind.
No, well, when after you run half a lap, you're going inside. You understand? Yeah, after you run half a lap, they go say, "Oh, go look, Aisha Wells here, boy. Aisha Wells." They go say, all you see Aisha Wells just run around there. You understand? But Aisha, to be honest with you, I think this is the end for Prime Minister Rowley. But to make it worse, Aisha, why is it that you are a lame duck political leader of the PNM, a lame duck prime minister, and you are still selecting candidates to run in the next election?
Now, that was my initial thought when I heard him saying that he's on his way out. I was like, okay, that's odd. Because normally, what would happen when a leader of the PNM decides to demit office, they will go to the party and a general council, give the general council the opportunity to make all the necessary adjustments to elect a leader. That's protocol. So to have it done in this fashion was a little bit weird. And then to kind of narrow it down to the end of your political life, to still be selecting candidates, in my opinion, is also strange, because one would ask himself, why isn't the new leader of the party given the option to screen over persons who may potentially work with him or who?
Absolutely. That's why Aisha, that's why I'm saying that I would only believe what was said when it's done. I am skeptical. I find something doesn't seem right. And since it doesn't seem right, it's hard to sell me that kind of opinion.
You are within your right to share the view, because the evidence suggests otherwise. Somebody saying something and doing something is two different things, you know?
The actions don't line up with what's being said.
Understood, and I respect that view. But all in all, if he does not demit office, having made this statement in a big, bold way, it will not reflect well on him politically, because he would be seen as someone who did not keep his word. So that is a big gamble as well.
Well, also, it could be testing 1, 2.
Okay. To see who jumps out of the woodwork and grab the opportunity, to see who reacts.
And to see if he's going to be begged or asked to please stay, don't go, just like they did with Eric Williams.
Well,
interesting indeed.
Now, Tommy, I want to say this, sir. To be honest with you, I don't know which one of the MP asking him to stay. I think all of them right now want to show him the front door, the side door, the door up in the air.
Yeah, but I think he has to be sure. So that's why he's testing 1, 2.
Tommy, Tommy, you see what I'm telling you, John Leon, right? Them MPs and them, they want to show that fella. They don't want to show him the back door. They want to show him that door.
But remember, Adrian was the only one who had the call to stand up and say what he said.
Correct. But you see what I'm saying? But
So then
Aisha,
the question must be asked to the gentleman. In
Yeah.
light of his announcement, who do you see as a potential leader of the party? And that is where I would want you to weigh.
I should take the words out of my mouth, you know. Right?
Mhm.
Listener, I watched your tongue to run so they could beat him. It's it, no serious. I want the PNM. Listen, hey, I want to go solo here, Tommy. Let me go solo for a minute.
Go brave.
Hold on. I'm going solo layout. Folks, I want Stuart Young to run. I want Prime Minister Rory to select Stuart Young as the political leader of the PNM. And then in the upcoming election, Stuart Young is the political leader. So the UNC could demolish the PNM under Stuart Young. Listen, Prime Minister Rowley, I go call you, and we go have a little side chat. We go talk. Let bygones be bygones, right? Because you're no longer running for the Prime Minister, no longer political
Well, remember, they're in a retreat, so we don't call him today.
No, I'm calling him today. I don't call him today.
They're in a retreat, he ain't going. So
Nah. You might say finally, boy. You say finally, Aisha. Let me bury the hatchet with Professor Wall Street. Let me bury it. You understand? Being that he's going out.
Bury hatchet in the political vacuum.
No, I believe you go bury the hatchet. And I want the PNM to select Stuart Young as the next political leader so the UNC could demolish the PNM. That's what I want.
So let me ask Tommy. Tommy, who do you see taking the mantle?
I see Beckles.
Beckles. Tell me why.
Well, I think the times that we're in would dictate her to be a stronger opponent to Kamala than anybody else.
Okay, so you think if she runs alongside Kamala for some successful, she's definitely going to throw her down.
I think the PNM may think that they have a better chance of beating Kamala with Beckles.
Now, I don't know for sure who's going to replace Dr. Rowley, but I can tell you who I've seen openly in campaign for the position, and that is MP for La Hocketa Foster Cummins. He seemed to have all the cards lined up to easily slip into the position. Whether the party is going to go with this is left to be seen. But I've been paying attention throughout his political life and seeing that he is making leadership moves, if you want to call it that. So I won't be surprised if he throws his hat in the ring to contest leadership positions or the political leader position of the party. He's also the general secretary.
Tommy, you see how Aisha's smooth, boy? Aisha's a smooth operator, you know. You know that, right?
I am a political observer. That's all. I observe the politics. I guess.
And we respect that. You on the ground, we are not. You are more
Tommy,
with what's going on, and we are.
Tommy, don't let Aisha do that now, man. Oh God.
Well, guess what? I gotta give her some respect because she's there and we're here.
Thank you very much.
Is your
I ain't carrying no title as political analyst. I'm not giving myself no political commentator role. All I do is observing. I'm a political observer.
Tommy,
and you must be getting information that we are just imagining.
Just tell all I outside Balizé. Listen, the gardener in Balizé house have more respect than me. I outside the gate. I not even in the road. I by the savannah.
But the birds are flying by and taking the messages, bringing it to you.
Tommy, I listen. You know that smooth answer Aisha gave it. That's she's smooth that Tommy, when you put icing on a cake, it doesn't know what color the cake is.
True.
That's why Aisha just do it. You
I
understand?
don't know why you always think I have some trick up my
She,
sleeve in Wall Street.
she
For
take
years,
us.
and years, do this every day. For years.
She take a cake. I me. But Aisha, I like your answer. Your
Yes.
answer was
It
pull
was
it.
honest. I did not lie. It was honest.
No, no,
I'm
I think no,
observing politics.
I think you lie. I think you lie. I don't think you lie. And I think that. So Aisha, let me ask you a question. Do you believe if Prime Minister Royally hoist Stuart Young on the people of the PNM, you really think the PNM could win?
I want to be honest in the answer. I think no, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The PNM has always held a black face as its leader,
Yeah.
whether it's enshrined in the party constitution or it's just how the political cards line up.
Yeah.
Stuart Young will be the first non-black leader.
Yeah.
And for a party who prides itself on representing African people, especially in the press areas and etc., I do not think that would sit well with the regulars. I could be wrong. Like I tell you, I observed it from around the savannah. But I don't see Stuart Young stepping into the position and successfully having this transition. It's going to be rocky.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. That's why I tell them, Aisha, if the UNC should campaign for Stuart Young to be the next political leader.
So listen, as we end that UNC back in our conversation.
Eh,
Now that Dr. Rowley announced that he's leaving, there's talk in certain quarters that Kamala should do the same. Do you agree that it will ruin the UNC's chances of the next election if she stays?
no.
You don't think so?
No,
What
I
about you, Tommy?
No, I don't think it will. That's why I was suggesting that if the PNM wants to have any chance, they will put a woman up to go up against her.
But Tommy, as you say that, let me say this, If Karen Nunes Teixeira was still at PNM and she had gone up for the political leader, I will think that she would have a way better chance than anybody else. Anybody else.
Wall Street a way better chance of climbing the fence at Bally's house?
It doesn't matter.
What you talking about?
She could high jump. At least we know we go get a political leader in PNM who could high jump. You understand? rather than to get a leader who can high jump. I think Karen could debate with anybody, and she ain't take stuff from Prime Minister Rowley. Listen to this now. Listen to this, In my estimation, every single one of them MP is an accessory to Prime Minister Rowley in what he did to this country for the last 10 years. All of them. It's an because they just sit on there and they ain't say nothing and they allow him to destroy this country. Prime Minister Rowley has destroyed Trinidad and Tobago. And to make it even worse, Prime Minister Rowley have put black people in Trinidad and Tobago behind 20 years, 2 decades. And it could take a long time for black people, especially black PNM people, to recover from what Prime Minister Rowley did to them. And that is going to be part of his legacy. I'm doing an editorial on that too as well.
Okay, interesting.
No,
Well, guys, I will be locked on and listening. If there's anything, I'll call back into the show. I'm going to need for Sunday lunch and taking Sunday talk.
Aisha Wells, thank you very much.
Bye, Uncle Tommy.
Thank you, Aisha, and goodbye.
Yeah, you see, she said bye, Uncle Tommy. She didn't say bye, Wall Street, you know. She said bye, Uncle Tommy. Uncle Tommy, she said bye to. Yeah, well, I'm going to finish in the chat here quick. I'm going to get to the chat. Oh, God. He didn't call Tommy's phone, but he called my phone. Oh, boy.
Who's that?
Move a defender, welcome.
MD.
Yeah, man.
You know how to call your phone, Wall Street, because I can't call Uncle Tommy phone for this one. Wall Street, remember when Aisha used to be cussing on the radio thing, right?
Yeah, I remember that, boy. Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Well, I hope it don't forget that, you know. Because she come to the pull wool over our eyes, you know. We're not taking that today, you know.
I tell Tommy. I tell Tommy that smooth operator, boy.
Smooth on Wall Street.
Eh.
Well, she noticed like a math, like algebra, you know.
She good, you know. You know.
She great.
She's
a say watch it.
Yeah. She, you know, she could dissect, and you know when she.
But alone, once she realize she defer your question.
Oh, you mean?
She change what you coming at you with, and put it back in your court. They realize what she's doing.
I know. And I know her.
And she's so dread. You know, so dread she is now.
She
know Uncle Tommy. Eat it out she palm she hand now. So every minute is Uncle Tommy, what says you? Whole conversation away from she, you know.
Yeah. She good.
But she very line, boy. She study this one good, boy.
You know.
She study this one great.
Yeah.
But MD, she has the pulse of the PNM, you know.
But that is what makes she dangerous.
She good. She real good.
Uncle Tommy, I don't know what they're playing with, you know.
Yeah, boy, Tommy. Yeah, boy.
That girl call the police on people protesting, you know. She dreaded Uncle Tommy. She's so dreaded Uncle Tommy. When she don't call the police, she drive around with someone to make sure.
I remember that.
Oh
God!
The girl so dread.
She good.
She call the police. Cook food early for she family.
Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah. I can't get myself with that.
All right. Tommy, Tommy, I'm born in here, you know. I just gain your warning, you know. That's all. She good, you know.
It's okay to warn me. It's okay.
She's splendiferous in what she does, you know. You know, and when you see she lower the tone, Tommy, that's the catching that wells, you know. That's the catching the wells, you know. You know what I mean? She don't have a web, you know, it's a well, wells. She ain't have a well, you know, it's wells. The catching that wells, Tommy. And when she sees she tune her wrong song, she get it, Tommy. Cancel Christmas, you know. Kamini was first in. Kami say Happy New Year to all the intellectuals. This program is like my Sunday lunch waiting on time. Yeah, Kamini was first in today, boy. Volsang. Good afternoon, Wars, Uncle Tommy, and to you, Kamini. Biznat. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Kamini say, hi, Mr. Sang. Happy New Year to you, my dear, and all the blessings to you and your family, and good day to you, my darling. Yeah, boy. Darling, I wanna. You know that song by what's his name again, boy? Darling,
Nello.
Who?
Nelson.
Who?
Which one? Which song is it?
Darling, man. Johnny King by Johnny King.
Johnny King.
Yeah. Darling, yeah. Darling. Full song say, Uncle Tommy, it's not going to be hard for Casey out to leave Dodge, as he wasn't really into being the sheriff. Trini JD, welcome. Trini JD, where you joining us from? And the 1% Syrians. Where you joining us from, Trini JD? The government is in retreat in Tobago. Okay. So that means I can't call Prime Minister early?
Yeah, today and tomorrow is retreat.
So we can't call him today and tomorrow? Yeah? All right. So all the ministers in there then?
Yep.
Good day, Uncle Tommy on Wall Street. All listeners locked on Wall Street. You're working OB and Rowley, going to retire. Today menu cowill soup. Yeah, cowill soup. That real good, boy. Let me see. Let me take this voice note.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy. Mr. Washington, Dr. Rowley knows that he feels his country. He just want to admit that you tell me 5 days into SOE that you called, that is your biggest announcement to come and tell the nation that you're going to resign. Nobody want to hear that because long the opposition been asking him when he going to resign, and he's saying he go resign when he ready to have a 2025 election. You fight down Manning so much to come into power, you get power your last 2 terms you're running because why? You fix yourself already, right? We just see them things happening around the world where it's a big riot and state of emergency where Prime Minister with Prime Minister and President resigning, they fire their own self, they go on home because they realize that the population do not have them at hand again. Is it that's why Rowley going to resign? That he realize that the citizens turn against them now? Or is it that you fix yourself enough now that you're ready to run?
All right. There you go. All right, let me go back to the chat. Caribbean Soul, welcome. Good afternoon, WZYT and WZYE TV and listeners. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Remember, text and voice notes are welcome. And these are WhatsApp numbers.
Thank you. Volsang say, yes, I live here, and as such, I always pay attention to what's happening to my beautiful country. Banmeha, welcome. Kamini? Is Kamini?
Yeah.
Kamini says, Happy New Year to you and your family and all the blessings to you. All good day, Mr. So. Yeah, Banmea says, give it a few days, there'll be a rebellion in the PNM. Rowley needs to step down now, Banmea says. Volsang say, Aisha, good afternoon. Where do you say the man is disrespectful and a bully, never having displayed statesmanship? Walls, you had this man at your house. I hope you smoke out the house. Oh, God. Oh, God. Look at it. Kamini says Dr. Rowley wants Stuart Young to be Prime Minister. Stuart Young and Dr. Rowley know about email gate. They're hiding secrets for each other. Okay. Bijram says, how can you believe Rowley? He says stepping down. Just how we say he's not closing on Petrosian, he may be testing the waters. Nah, I think this one different. I think he tested the waters previously before he make that announcement. I think he did that. Mr. Intellectual say good afternoon, Pro, Uncle T, and all villagers, plus Sunday. Patricia, welcome. That's Patricia Hutchinson. Pleasant afternoon to Professor Walsh and Uncle Tommy and everyone tuned in. Yeah. Yeah, move defender. Hello?
I forgot to ask you yesterday, and Uncle Tommy. What about the 3 ships to move on the coat of arms?
No, that was yesterday. That wasn't a while ago.
100 million for the press areas.
Yeah, that was yesterday. That was a while ago. Them thing on them. That was just a while ago.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
You see, all these are reasons why when I see it, I'll believe it, that he's leaving.
Yeah. Oh, somebody want me to call Julia Davy for opinion. I don't know if Julia Davy go pick up. Let me see. Julia Davy. Yeah, she is, boy. Hope she ain't cussing out them. So, folks, we're trying to get Julia Davy. Wall Street called Julia Davy. Laura, Hair Salon Spa. Happy New Year, Professor Ansam and Uncle Tommy. Laura.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Julia Davy. You are live on WZYE 95.9 FM with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. How are you doing?
My battery is very low.
It's only going to take a minute.
I don't think we could allow me to carry on a conversation.
Can you take a minute? 1 minute?
If the battery will allow.
Okay, no problem. Julia Davy, can you give us some feedback on what you think about the Prime Minister Rowley stepping down as the political leader of PNM and also the Prime Minister of the country?
Firstly, let me say a pleasant good morning to listeners. But so I am neither a
member of a party group, a constituency executive, general counsel, or any part of the PNM. On what basis are you seeking my my conversation on this matter? I have no local standard. My views is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned.
But Julia Davy, you have been a staunch defender of the PNM for many years now.
Okay.
So why do you think your views are not of importance when you were one of the big defenders of the PNM on radio?
It is not important because at this juncture, it is not someone outside of the party that should be making pronouncement, but persons who are within the party and understands and knows what is taking place there and are best suited to tell you about Dr. Rowley's departure. That's not my place. Only thing I can tell you as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, as a card-carrying member of the PNM, as a supporter of the PNM, is that I will miss Dr. Rowley a great deal. It is sad that he has to go. I wish that he could have stayed on and carried the PNM into another victory, a hat trick as it were. But if it is his decision to leave, then I will have to stand by his decision. That's the most I could say.
What about Julia? What about being that the MPs, many MPs were not told about the announcement and they heard it in a press conference? What about that?
I am not certain about that. I don't have that information. Again, that's what I'm telling you. You are trying to ask me things and to put me in a position to say things that I have no knowledge about. I don't have no knowledge whether it was set MPs or not.
Okay. And
if you have that information, I don't have that information.
Okay, yeah, well, they interviewed Mr. Colin Booth, and he had absolutely nothing to say about it when they asked him.
If they interviewed Mr. Colin Booth, and he had nothing to say about it, and he's a member of the Rowley's cabinet, right? He belongs to the inner circle of the party, the hierarchy of the party. Who am I to come out front and to pop out my neck to get it cut off to say something that I have no knowledge of?
What? Juliet, why do you think they will cut off your neck if you make a statement? You call yourself what do you call yourself? A political what? A political what? A political commentator. You call yourself a political commentator, right? When you do your editorials. So as a political commentator, you don't think this is something important for Julia Davy to comment on?
A political commentator,
yeah,
and an astute one at that, I will take my time and observe what is taking place before I put my mouth in places and in things that I have no knowledge about. I want to remain with the facts. And as it stands, all I'm hearing is what this one say and what that one say and what the media say. I have no facts. I am going to take my time, wait for the retreat to over, hear what the Prime Minister has to say, and I will give my commentary after that.
So, all right. So Julia, just before you go, right, if you had to pick 3 people that you think could be next political leaders at the PNM, who would you say?
Well, you know, luckily for me, I don't have to pick. Whoever the PNM decides is the next leader, that is the person I'm going to support. Because you know why? At this point that we speak here, there are a plethora of persons in the PNM who are capable of being the next leader of the PNM. So whoever the PNM chooses, I will support.
And lastly, Julian.
I have no pick.
So Julian, are you convinced that if Prime Minister Rowley had stayed on, that he would have defeated the UNC in the next election? And isn't that why he decided to step down? Because he knew that the writing was on the wall and he had to move on.
What writing was on the wall? Dr. Rowley is leaving office with the record of having defeated Kamla Prasad-Bisesa at over a dozen elections. He had not lost one election to Kamla Prasad-Bisesa. The PNM is the party to beat. Had Dr. Rowley stayed on, he would have won the 2025 general election, and whoever is to replace Dr. Rowley will win the next general election as well. The PNMC party to be Kamla Prasad Bisesa has it as a factual opposition where there are 5 dissidents on the opposition side. As a matter of fact, with Dr. Rowley's departure, there is mounting call from the rank and file members and from the wider public for Kamla Prasad Bisesa to make the honorable move like Prime Minister Dr. Rowley and step down. Pressure is now on Kamla to move as the political leader of the UNC.
Well. A yellow birdie tell me that's otherwise, though, Julia, Davy. A yellow birdie will spend my right ear and tell me that's otherwise.
Well, a yellow birdie can tell you what they want, but I can only go by what the facts are and the chronological facts. To suit chronological, the facts will show repeatedly Kamla has lost every election since she demitted office as Prime Minister against Dr. Rowley. Dr. Rowley's track record is one of success, win after win after win after win.
But you know, Juliet, since you say that, in the last election, the votes for the UNC went up and the votes for the PNM went down, right?
It doesn't matter. It could fluctuate, it go however it wants.
Okay.
Because the politics is fluid. It could fluctuate. But it remains the fact that we won, whether we win by 1 based on the configuration and the post-past the post system that we operate by. 1 is a win. It doesn't matter if your numbers go up or go down. For years, UNC have been calling other victories, particularly the PNM victory, a minority victory because you always have the most votes. You have the most votes, but it doesn't allow you to hold office. So we're not bothered by that. A win is a win.
So Juliet, I want to thank you so much for taking the call, and I want to wish you and your family from us here at WZYE 95.9 a happy new year, and may you receive all the blessings you richly deserve in 2025.
Well, many happy returns to you and yours.
Thank you so much, Julia.
Thank you very much.
Take care. So, folks, there you have it. Julia Davy putting on 4 cents. Say 4 cents, Tony. Putting in 4 cents. And, Julia Davy. Boy. So, folks, somebody tell me to call Winford James. I'll call Winford James after the break. Lower Hair Salon Spa says call Winford James. So I go call Winford James. You know, later we call somebody, we calling them, you know. You understand? Gordon Joseph come. Hey, Tommy, remind me when I come back, eh? I have something to talk about with that fella, Gordon Joseph. You understand? So remind me. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. Just remind me. Just remind me. Yeah, I had to talk about that.
All right.
Patty, welcome. Patty say good day all. Good day, Mr. Tommy on Wall Street.
Good day, Pat.
Yeah. Good day to Patty. Politics, super move to change the narrative and distract from the financial issues, crime, the SOE, the clapping of the economy. Okay. Patty says Wall Street, the doctor said something to that effect since 2020. Oh God, Patty boy, God only like to defend, only defend, you know. Blessed afternoon, Patricia, Soul, and everyone in the chat. Patty wants to know what is your issue. Maybe she talking about Tommy. She want to know what's Tommy. What's your issue? She said, very well, Juju boy. Great job, boy. She said, Juju did a great job. Wall Street, you go push hate against now? Push hate? All right, folks, we're going to go for the quick break. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Your boy Weezy F baby.
Yo, what it does? This your homie Rick Ross.
This is your boy Gucci Man LaFleur.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
It's crazy, you heard me?
Hey, I'm Ariana Grande. Hey, yo, this Cardi B. What's up? It's Megan Thee Stallion.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Check this out, it's DJ Khaled.
This is Post Malone. Yes, that little Chico Pitbull.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. You are listening to Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook and X. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Talk, text, and voice notes are welcome.
All right, let's try Winford James.
No, you said you were going to try. Okay. He's eating a Sunday lunch.
He did us on the lunch.
Mm-hmm. Something that you needed me to remind you about?
Who's that?
You need me to remind you that you need to talk to Gordon?
Yeah. I'm going to talk about that just now. Yeah. Let me try all right. KFC, welcome. KFC.
Yeah, good afternoon, Professor Watchdown, Uncle Tommy.
Good afternoon.
You know they're coming with that talk on 91.9 coming up with that person must step down too after Dr. Really mash up this country, put black people back 100 years back behind.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In which itself,
his
family, friends. Right now, people feeling shame. I want to talk about tomorrow, boy. Mr. Worship.
We gotta wait and see.
And be careful because Dr. Oli, he's a scientist too, that political strategy, all that he use them too. We have to make sure he pack up his garbage bag and go, man. I see look at them make a call. So I will touch you back in there.
Yeah, man. Bless. Let me try Jennifer Baptiste Primus. Oh, you know what? As I see that day, I'm gonna call Penny Beckles. We have never called she on this show, right, Tommy?
No, we haven't.
Let me try calling she.
She's in the retreat too. She ain't gonna answer.
Oh, she's at the retreat too. Oh, okay. All right. I ain't gonna do she that then.
But you said there's something about Gordon you needed to talk about.
Okay, so folks, I had a discussion with with Gordon Joseph. You know, Gordon Joseph is a substitute referee. Folks, don't be upset with me. I'm not sure. Well, let me remove the word substitute. He's a referee. Right, Tommy? Let me remove the word because when they say it's a substitute referee, there's you're only referee games when they can't get nobody.
He's a referee.
So he's a referee. Yeah. So let me take that back. Gordon Joseph is a referee. He's a referee. Right? So he was doing a fitness test, right? To, I guess, re-up as a referee. And he was saying that they had to do a 40-meter dash, and he could correct me if I'm wrong, a 40-meter dash in 6 seconds, a 75-meter dash in 18 seconds. Right? So I said, but what kind of referee them have in Trinidad, boy? You had to do a 75 meters. So I tell him, I said, listen, I will challenge all the referees, the one in Gordon Joseph caliber, right? All of them, Tommy, in Trinidad and Tobago, that I will finish in the top 5. I don't care what age it is, anybody, in the top 5 in doing a fitness test like that. And I even challenge him. I said, listen, man, I go run one of them backwards and do the time. Backwards. Tommy, 75 meters in 18 seconds. 18 seconds, you know.
That's a lot of time.
Man, I could stop at 50 meters, drink some water, right? Tie my left sneakers, and keep going and still run 18 seconds. Eh? I said, what kind of fitness does I'm having Trinidad, Tommy, boy? 75 meters in 18 seconds, Tommy. I said, but we. And so I told Gordon Joseph, let me do it for charity. We go do it for charity. Let them pick a charity, and I will do it virtually. I will do it via video. I will do all them events that they want me to do. You have to run a 40 in 6 seconds, then take 30 seconds rest, then run the next 40. Me even gonna take 30 seconds rest. As a matter of fact, Tommy, I go run 80 meters. You understand? In 12 seconds. So I go double it. You understand? I go add on a 40 meters to the 40 meters I'm to run. And the same thing with the 75. I go run 150. So if it's 150, Tommy, it's 36 seconds. Right?
Yep.
18 and 18. Right? I go run 2 of them in under 18 seconds each. You don't find that a good challenge, Tommy?
Sounds fair.
I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. What kind of referee they have in Trinidad? But well, yeah, Gordon Joseph is a referee, so I understand. Oh God. I don't think Penny's in the retreat. Yeah, here we go. Caller, welcome.
Welcome used to be a street down in Kunupia where I used to live, you know.
Okay,
Good
cool.
afternoon to the panel inside of
Good afternoon, Mr. Maloney.
Tommy.
Yes, sir.
There comes a time when on this show, a couple others too, a couple other shows, you have what you call the comedy moments. Sometimes serious thing is being discussed, you know, and somebody that's come up with something because they figure probably to lighten the moment or something. So I don't know if the Chuma can come up with something to lighten the moment, right? But he is consistent. I must say that. He is consistent with not speaking the truth. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, almost anybody could run 75 meters in 18 seconds. Almost anybody could do that. That's not the issue. What I shared with the man was that you have to do it 40 times. Oh gosh, but how them going to equalize now, boy? Sorry about that. Watching the team. Yeah. You have to do that, Tommy,
40 times.
4 times with about between 20 and 22 seconds recovery period between each one of them. So it's not like if you're going a track and you mark out 18 meters and you're 75 meters and you run it in 18 seconds. You have to do it 40 times. And you know, he mentioned nothing about that. So the listener who don't know
Caller.
will be saying, but
Caller.
this man is a madman.
Caller.
Yes, host. Yes, host.
Caller.
Yes,
All right.
host.
You have to do it for it. I will do it.
Forget about I will do it.
Listen to this.
Apologize to
No,
Tommy.
because I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Him.
No, I don't remember. I don't recall that.
It's amazing.
I can't apologize something I don't recall. Listen.
It's amazing.
Listen what I will do. I will do.
Selected. They have a name for that, Tommy. When you decide what you will not remember. Help me then, Tommy.
Selective memory.
There's a name for it, but it's a big word and I don't want to bite my tongue.
No selective memory, it's called.
No. Just like it have a name for thieving, kleptomania. It have a name too for people who decide, I'm not going to remember this and I'm not going to remember that in me.
Selectocracy. You know? Selectocracy.
No. Anyhow, somebody who's smarter than he and I go message and send it. All right? But that was for the humor part, right? My serious thing is I want to say thanks very much, Dr. Rowley, for your contribution to Trinidad and Tobago. Not always have you been nice and sharp and brilliant in your delivery. But I think that is part of the course because I could recall so many times when I heard things that make you squinge, you know what I mean? Ask your mother. Hey, I don't think anybody else ever say anything like that. All right, so I want to say thanks very much. And whoever go there, I just hope that they do better than what he did. And I feel the conscious ones, the ones who love country, they will go to your leader, Chumakian, and suggest to her, hey, the stupid man gone, so we go do? We go do? You understand what I'm saying? Because it have people, probably the same amount as PNN people who want to see the back of her, probably the same amount UNC people want to see the back of her, no? Because she constantly losing. And last but not least, when you win, for example, in football, you get 3 points. When you don't win, if you draw, you get 1 point. If you lose, you get no point. So if you win by 3 goals, you get 3 points. If you win by 1 goal, you're still getting the same 3 points. Julia, you know one of my most favorite persons, how sometimes you deliver. But I really, really give you a thumbs, a toe, an eyebrow, and a chin up for your response to reject whoever trying to throw mud in the water that seems to be clean and flowing nice. Well done. Well done.
Caller, can I ask you a question before? Can I ask you a question before you go?
Sure.
Caller, someone wants to know, Ban Meha wants to know, what did Prime Minister Rowley contribute?
What is his contribution?
What did he contribute? That's what they want to know. No, I'm not asking. Ban Meha is asking that question.
Tell Ban Meha, it is unfair for me to itemize his contribution when it is that the population of Trinidad and Tobago, not once, including Mr. Host, who is asking me the question on behalf of Mr. Ban Meha, well, Miss Ban Meha, I don't know if it's Mr. or Mrs., right? Including that host, you understand, to give him a second bite at the cherry. I don't think there's anything I could say that could interfere with that. The public decided that. And more than me.
And here's the next one before you go. Caribbean Soul says Wall Street. Gordon did make a comment that the PNM didn't do good, but did better because none of them in court. Do you remember that?
None of them? Yes,
Yeah.
I made a comment. I said that PNM did good. And it is against the backdrop of who were there before. And people who are the front line, right now they have to stand up before the court and give a response to the charges that are laid against them. And at that point in time when I made that statement, it had nobody from the front line of the PNM who are in such fortunate or unfortunate position. So in that context, they did good. I can't say they did excellent. I can't say they did optimum, but they did good. Good is better than bad.
Thank you, caller.
Any more questions before I go?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Yeah, okay. So Tommy.
Yep.
I missed out the part. I didn't recall. Seriously, I didn't recall it. So what I go do, Tommy? I will do 40 150s in under 36 seconds for each one of them. 40. No, 20. I'll do 20. Because 20 150s is 40 75 meters.
Right.
Right. So I do 20 150s in 36 seconds or better. You see, so I'm doubling it there, Tommy. With whatever rest you give me. If you give me 10 seconds rest, that's cool. 15 seconds. So there's your challenge day for the weekend. Call up Prime Minister Rowley and see if you got a lawyer to do it. Let me try Penelope Beckers again. So let me see what I think they just sent me there, boy. Penelope Becker's mom and aspirations to be PNM leader. So folks, we call it Penelope Beckers. She has to be at the retreat too, Tommy. She's an MP. You just call.
Just call.
Somebody said Kamla Prasad. Have you tried Kamla Prasad? I think I have a number in I think I had a caller the other way, boy. All right, so we try and Kamla Prasad business. Says it calling. Okay. Oh, let's try this one. So, folks, we're trying to call Kamla Prasad Basesa. Somebody calling going through. All right, so we try that. The PNM Fox said the Parliamentary Caucus of the People's National Movement will meet in retreat January 5th and 6th, 2020. But let me call let me try Robert Lehunt. Robert Lehunt. Let me see if he go pick up his phone. So, folks, we're trying Robert LaHunt. Let me try Dr. Munilal. There we go. So we're trying Dr. Rudal Munilal. Okay. Let me try. Indar Singh. So we're trying. I think he's the representative for. Hello, Mr. Indar Singh. You are live on WZYE 95.9 FM here in New York and New Jersey with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics. You have a minute?
Yes.
Mr. Indar Singh, how are you doing?
Good. Let me take the opportunity to wish you all a new year, all the best for the new year.
The same to you, sir.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Indar Singh, we've seen that the Prime Minister have decided to step down as the political leader of the PNM and also as Prime Minister. What is your
Hello.
take?
I'm not hearing you properly.
Sorry. All right. Are you hearing me better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We have seen that the Prime Minister have decided to step down as the political leader of the PNM and also as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. What is your take on that decision?
Well, that is a decision that Prime Minister Rowley has made. I just want to put a little correction on that if I could, because he has indicated that he will step down as Prime Minister, but he will remain as the political leader of the People's National Movement. I am not concerned about the business of the PNM. I am concerned about where we are as a political party under Mrs. Prasad Bissasan, our role in assuming or recapturing the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Rowley's legacy in terms of being the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, I want to say has not been an outstanding one. Trinidad and Tobago is under a state of emergency as we speak because of a record number of murders in our country. In fact, 2024 was found to be the year with the highest number of murders and homicides. We could go in the direction of home invasions, robberies, and very serious crimes and so on. Additionally, the economy is in a state of collapse. This government has really ruined the energy sector. There has been little or no economic growth that I could point you to. little or no foreign direct investment has come the way of Trinidad and Tobago. Our foreign reserves continues to deplete. I think that it is somewhere in the region of $5.6 billion. When the government of Kamala Prasad Bisesa demitted office in 2015, it was in the vicinity of $12 billion. Additionally, when we look at the whole question of youth unemployment, it is somewhere over and around 20%. There's been no creation of jobs. Over 1,000 persons have lost their jobs in the country. There's a level of infrastructural collapse in terms of roads and potholes and bridges and so on. The education sector is no better off. The health sector is no better off. There's a shortage of foreign exchange in Trinidad and Tobago, and we could go on and on. So when we speak of his legacy, it has not been groundbreaking, it has not been innovative, and I do not know if you could point me to anything that I would be able to conclude that indeed he has left his mark on Trinidad and Tobago.
Mr. Indar Singh, this is Uncle Tommy here. Now, people are saying that we need new blood on both sides, in the UNC and in the PNM as far as leadership is concerned. What say you concerning that?
Political parties always have to have a sense of experience and youth and fresh faces and so on. And in fact, I could say that when you look at the screening process within the United National Congress so far, we have announced 9 candidates, and there are fresh faces in the persons of Attorney at Law Devish Maharaj, Wayne Sturge. There's a young female doctor, her name slips me at the moment, that has been found favor with the screening committee as it relates to the Lupino Bonner West seat in San Fernando East 2. The party has put a young councillor who is in the at the moment in the San Fernando City Corporation. So indeed, the UNC is putting fresh faces and new faces on the political landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. And when you look at Vandana Mohit, when you look at Saddam Hussein and so on, they are still in their 30s, and they are making a powerful contribution in the context of not only opposition politics, but parliamentary politics, and in the context of representing their respective constituents in the last terms that they have served respectively.
Now, Mr. Indar Singh, just before you go, what is your take on the SOE so far? What is your take on the SOE so far? The SOE so far?
On the
SOE, state of emergency.
On the SOE, I mean, this is really an attempt by the government to put a plaster, as we would say, was a sore on their total failure. They came into government, we must never forget that. They came into government in 2015. When you look back on their respective manifestos, whether it was 2015 or 2020, they indicated to the country, the campaign, they said that they had the solutions to govern Trinidad and Tobago from the point of view of national security, education, works and transport, finance and economy, and so on. And Trinidad and Tobago has been in a state of collapse under Dr. Rowley. I mean, when you look at the murder statistics for the last 9+ years, and the SOE was, or the imposition of the SOE is an admission that everything that they tried in relation to national security and crime fighting has failed the population of Trinidad and Tobago from the point of view of the law-abiding citizens. So I think that what the government is doing or has done is attempting to use the SOE to suppress the serious crimes and the statistics and so on, hoping it will give them an opportunity or a window so that when they call the general elections, they could say to the country that indeed they were focusing on crime. The statistics are there to prove. And when you look at the SOE really, because I saw the Commissioner of Police saying that the war has now started. And I mean, with all due respect to Commissioner Erla, Christopher, and so on, the war was lost for the last 10 years. So why now do you need an SOE to deal with effective policing and law enforcement from a holistic point of view? What is the role of the Coast Guard? Up till yesterday, I think that Senator Anil Roberts did a video, if I could recollect, and where all the Coast Guard boats are indeed grounded. So where is the Coast Guard in the fight against arms and ammunition, which seems to be coming through our porous borders? What is the role of customs and excise in the fight against crime, immigration? And we could go on and on in terms of the promise of a police academy, the promise A, B, and C in terms of law enforcement and crime fighting. And if my memory serves me right, I was scanning the papers. I didn't read it in depth this morning, but I think that the head of the Police Social Welfare Association, Mr. Dixon, the president, was saying that the police needs the tools to deal with crime fighting. So whether it is bulletproof vests, whether it is motor vehicles, whether it is body cameras, you name it. In my constituency, the Couva Police and the Freeport Police Station, they continue to suffer as a result of the inability of vehicles to do mobile patrols. I live in the community of Caroni, which is about a minute or two from the Caroni Police Station. And recently, I saw the officers on patrol, and I had a conversation with them. And they told me that the Caroni Police Station is down to one motor vehicle, and is quite a wide expanse from a geographic point of view. And in addition to, whenever I interact with whether the Freeport Police, the Caroni Police, or the Couva Police, they tell me that they are suffering from a lack of manpower. Each shift should have adequately between 8 to 12. They have a minimum personnel on the shift, or what we would call the skeleton staff, 4. So when 2 stays home, they really are grounded because you need to have a sentry at the station, and one person cannot go out there and man a police vehicle, do mobile patrols, and engage in effective policing. So again, when the SOE is lifted, where do we go again in terms of crime fighting and law enforcement and giving that sense of confidence to the law-abiding citizens of the country? Indeed, the government is making a serious dent on crime fighting.
You know, it's interesting, right? I know you didn't. There was an article in the papers. That's today, 1 week after SOE declared a drop in violent crimes. It's interesting that You know.
Yes, it's very interesting. And why we can hear we are seeing data and statistics coming out of about the number of guns and ammunition that have been seized. And so we heard from a former Attorney General in Trinidad and Tobago, Paris El-Rawi, that they had the names, they had the addresses, they knew of the size of each gang in the country, and so on. And hundreds of millions of dollars have been pumped into the Strategic Services Agency in this country, the SSA, that is supposed to engage in what we would call focused intelligence gathering to support crime fighting and law enforcement in the country. Today, we really do not know what has happened to the SSA. We were told that senior persons were engaged in a plot to destabilize the country. Up till today, no one has been brought before the courts as it relates to the allegations made by the Prime Minister. In addition to that, we know of a number of persons have been fired and so on. But we have not been told who really truly what is the new organizational structure, besides being told that retired Brigadier General Anthony Philip Spencer was brought back from his diplomatic posting to do a comprehensive, what was termed to be by the Prime Minister, comprehensive review and audit of all the manpower, the equipment from an arms and ammunition point of view, and so on, and system at the SSA. We do not know of the status of that particular exercise. If anything, it revealed that anybody was found to be in wrongdoing and so on. And certainly, if you are involved in a plot to destabilize the country, this is a charge that should have been pursued. Persons should have been brought before the courts. And in keeping with the constitutional framework of the country, it borders on what we would call treason. And I think that all these things were part and parcel of what we would may term to be a national distraction on the part of the government, even in the middle of the SOE, in terms of their failure on crime and their failure on governing Trinidad and Tobago. Within a couple of hours of the SOE coming on stream in the country, a former employee of the SSA, Attorney at Law, Mr. Hector, Randall Hector, was brutally murdered in the full glare of his wife and children on Stanmore Avenue in Port of Spain. So again, it really, and that for me, that murder raises a lot of question marks in terms of why, what was the reason, and so on. I don't know. Was Mr. Hector privy to certain information at the level of the operations of the SSA that probably persons in Trinidad and Tobago saw the need to silence him? I don't know. These things, we hope with the passage of time, if the law enforcement agencies do their homework, that persons will be apprehended in relation to not only his murder, but a number of other murders in Trinidad and Tobago in terms of the detection rate, and in addition to evidence gathering. What really gives a sense of confidence is that the evidence gathering is used to convict people before the judicial process in the country.
Now, Mr. Indar Singh, I heard something different, right? But one person in the chat is saying, ask him why no UNC member went to the funeral of an MP. There was members of the UNC at the MP's funeral, right? Is that correct? Or
yeah. Well, I saw two members of parliament at the funeral service, and of course, the leader of the opposition led an entire team of personnel to sign the condolence book and so on.
I have not seen. I was told that an email was sent to members of parliament very late on Wednesday. I am still searching my system for that email. Excuse me, but in addition to that, I had to deal with the funeral of a very close relative on that said day, which was at the Susmacha Presbyterian Church in San Fernando. And if indeed other persons within the parliamentary bench did get the email, it was at a very late notice, and in addition to that, persons may have not attended based on prior commitments and so on. Like myself, as I said, I have not seen the email on my system, but at the end of the day, I had to deal with the funeral service of a very close relative of mine on that Saturday also.
Mr. Indar Singh, just before you go, right? I'm just reading something here in the chat. Someone says, please ask Mr. Indar Singh now, does he think the PNM could able to perform better by any chance as PM Rowley considering making his departure running up to the upcoming election?
I didn't get the last part of it about the PNM's performance.
All right. So please ask, I'm just reading it as this says. Please ask Indar Singh now, does he think the PNM could be able to perform better by any chance as PM Rowley considering making his departure running up to upcoming election? So I guess the person is asking if, in your estimation, if the PNM is going to perform better based on, Dr. Rowley deciding to step down.
I want to say very categorically that whether it is Rowley, whether it is Foster Cummings, whether it is Stuart Young, whether it is whoever, they all belong to the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago that has been a colossal failure in terms of improving the quality of life and standard of living of citizens over the last 10 years. They have failed to deal with the economy, the improving infrastructure, health, education, social services, national security. So if you have shuffled the path of them, whoever they put every 6 months or every year, the PNM has never been about the development of Trinidad and Tobago. So I don't expect any improvement under any other political leader of the PNM.
And Mr. Indar Singh, last one before you go, right? I didn't understand this one, right? It's in today's Express. And you may not have read it, but just think about it from this way, right? UK authorities warned of dangerous TNT gang members in that country. Think about this. Trinidad and Tobago warning the United Kingdom about gang members in their country, who they allowed to leave this country and go to another country, and then they want to warn the other country about gang members in that country. Can you help me make that make sense?
Well, I mean, again, if we were really focused in terms of crime fighting and bringing persons with questionable, and I mean, everyone is subject to due process and the laws of our country, that if we were indeed monitoring persons and aggressively pursuing the intelligence at our disposal, I'm sure that that person who would have ended up in the United Kingdom would have been able to be brought before the judicial process of our country from the point of view. So in that regard, I want to say we have never been serious about crime fighting and national security. So the proof will be in seeking a fresh mandate, and this is why Mrs. Prasad said this is political gimmickry. And if the government, if the Prime Minister really wants to give a sense of hope and renewal to the people of Trinidad and Tobago in 2025, he will call the general election or instruct whoever they will meet and decide coming out of this retreat that is currently in progress. The best thing for Trinidad and Tobago is to call the general election.
Mr. Indar Singh, I want to thank you so kindly for taking up the call. And any closing words before you go?
Just so they conclude the citizens of our country to be very watchful, to be very vigilant in terms of not only the crime situation and the national security problems, but continue to look out for each other and, of course, continue to follow the work of the United National Congress under the leadership of Mrs. Prasad Bisasat. In fact, the party meets tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the party's headquarters on Mulchan Silchan Road in Chabones, where she will deliver the feature address along with MP Saddam Hussein, Mr. Dowlat, and Davish Maharaj and Wayne Sturge, and Deputy Political Leader Jolene John as the speakers at that particular meeting.
So thank you so much, Mr. Indar Singh. It's appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. So there you have it, folks. Mr. Indar Singh pick up the phone and talk for 23 minutes, but he ain't gave him no script. We ain't tell him we called him ahead of time.
When in a position, you can get a lot done.
Yeah, correct. Tommy, before this one here, Tommy, UK authorities warned of dangerous TNT gang members in that country. What kind of incompetent government you have that you allow gang leaders to leave the country, go to our next country, and then you warn the country about them?
Who did the warning? UK government, UK authorities warned, or Trinidad authorities warned?
No, Trinidad authorities warned the UK government about these dangerous gang members.
That left Trinidad and went to the UK.
Yes, they left Trinidad and went to the UK. Didn't they? Do they have to get a visa? Do you ever get a visa when you leave Trinidad to go to the UK, or you don't have to get a visa?
You sure it's not UK government warning Trinidad about?
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me hold on. Listen to this. This is what it says. Hold on. Let me come back on screen. Then we're going to play that. A secret intelligence report prepared by Trinidad and Tobago law enforcement authorities have been sent to the United Kingdom authorities, warning of the presence of a top member of the Seven Gang who poses a serious and immediate threat to the safety and security of the United Kingdom. You hear that, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm listening.
You hear that?
Yeah.
This is incompetence at its fullest. You warning our next government about someone that leave your country. So you know that person, right? And you allow the person to leave?
To go.
They left on a private jet.
It looks that way.
Nah. Remember that song? I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Who sing that, Tommy?
I used to know.
Yeah. Oh, they will sing that. Remember that song? I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back.
In the back of my head is Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary?
That's what kind of kicks into my head. I don't know if it's right or if it's wrong.
Okay. You sure it wasn't just Peter?
Let me see.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. Who sing that song? Yeah. Who leave? You leaving on a jet plane? That's what happened in Trinidad. Man leave on a jet plane. You know when he go back again. But then the government of Trinidad and Tobago sending to the UK authorities that all they have a fella who we had in our country, now in all your country. Oh God, boy. Incompetence at its fullest, boy. Yeah? Albert Montano, welcome. Incompetence at its fullest. Patty? What says you, Patty? You want this other fella up here, P&M Fox. Let me put this back up by P&M Fox. P&M Fox. Police officials said they recorded 623 murders this year. In a country of just 1.5 million, that is the highest homicide rate recorded since 2013. I don't understand that. Folks, can you all explain this to me? Please? Tell me when you get a chance. I go leave it up on the screen. Can you explain this to me? Because I'm too okura with P&M Fox and what you right there. The highest homicide rate recorded since 2013. P&M Fox, could you explain that to us? I think I'm missing something. I'm missing something. You ain't find it, Tommy?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. But all right, in the meanwhile, I want you all to listen to this. Listen to this one. Listen to this. Who is the next to lead the P&M?
So what we all suspected was finally confirmed today. The Prime Minister will not be going up for re-election. I'm still kind of torn on what he means by he will resign before the end of his tenure. Like, is he going to resign before the next election? What could have happened behind the scenes to make somebody retire before the end of their term? I'm not sure. Maybe he's sick and nobody knows. Maybe there's some kind of internal coup. We don't know. What we do know is that he's resigning on a winning note. Won't go into oblivion. The party won't go defunct. Somebody have to take up the mantle and become the new leader of the political party. But before I answer the question of who I think would come next, let me tell you all right off the bat who I think is most definitely not going to come next. Number one, Rohan Sananan. He don't even have a constituency. And even if they give him one, I think most drivers will vote against you. So you go on. Fitzgerald Hines, your political career is in the dump right now. Don't even try it. You waste of time. I know we tend to think that the 1% love him, but trust me, many top businessmen don't like him. He don't have the support. Over on the women's side, we have Shamfa Kojo, somebody who I think can't even successfully run a double scat next to a construction site, so you shouldn't even enter a discussion. Next, we have Donna Cox, the Ghost Whisperer. You had to be talking to Ghost, because if you forget that you put any clause in the old age grant thing and then say you didn't know where it come from. So yeah, you're not in that. So let's move across to who I think the forerunners are in terms of just presence and accomplishments and all of that. First, we have the old saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And then we had Patrick Manning, who made Brian Manning, and that apple fell off the tree and rolled along the hill. He doesn't have the polish yet, Madam Speaker. He just isn't ready yet to take up that man. And even though his seat is a safe seat, technically he will win it regardless, just because he had the Manning name and because of where the seat is. He's still not going to get that position. Maybe in about 5-10 years, he will get more in touch with his inner Manningness and he'll be a force to be reckoned with. But for now, stay an MP and polish up your game. Next on the list, we have Mr. Fantastic himself from the Fantastic Four. Come on, tell me let us see it too. Well, let's see it too, right? I am seeing social media chatter saying that he should be the next leader. And I'm saying, I not on that totally, you know. This man has lost almost every case for the state when he was Attorney General. I'm not on that totally. Most people who say that are women because they like his muscle. There's always some nonsense talk, but he look good for his age and he have plenty muscles and they want a man like that. All you just vote based on shit. That's why we're in the position we are today. So I not on that totally. He not in the Next, we have the minister who does never smile. And honestly, if I was in his position, I wasn't smiling either because he's in charge of things like WASA, where if you get water, you remain silent. But if you don't get water, you make a big fuss about it. As you should, because I mean, water is life. But because of the very nature of his ministry, he will always be painted in a bad light because you never hear from the ones who actually get. You always hear from the ones who don't get. If you consider that versus other ministries where what are the MPs doing? You can't even tell me when last they passed a bill in Parliament. For example, if the Ministry of Social Development or the Ministry of Culture or the Arts or whatever falls apart tomorrow, it's not really going to affect your life. You're going to hear what's on the news. But for example, when Mr. Fantastic himself lost a case for the state, yeah, we lost millions, but you personally didn't lose millions. So you just went about your life normal. You complained, but you went about your life normal. Versus if something went wrong with his ministry, you're definitely going to feel it immediately. With the water, I ain't getting no water. You're on social media complaining. So just because of that, I think that is working against him. But on the flip side, I also won't underestimate him because clearly he has to be competent enough to still be there. And I say that because the Ministry of Public Utilities is a very high-stress ministry. As a matter of fact, they haven't had a minister last the full term since the 2000s. Everybody has came there and lasted 6 months, a year and a half, 2.5 years, except him. So clearly, bro knows what he's doing. He's new to the political scene, but he clearly is competent behind the scenes. We just don't know it yet because, again, the nature of Vasa is you get water, you hush him out, you don't get water, you make a big fuss. Next, we have Penelope Beckles. She, according to the ground, was supposed to take over from Patrick Mann, and something went down and Rowley ended up taking over. She fits the bill in those experience because she's 63 years of age, so she's a bit on the older side. She entered politics in 1995, so she's a long-standing, long-serving member. That's over 30 years of service. Plus, I don't know how she does it, but being in politics for 30 years, and I can't think back to one major scandal that her name was jumping up in. I don't know who her PR team is, but yeah, boy, they have her image on lock. On lock. She is just always in the background doing her thing, and you can't really say anything bad about her, even if you wanted to. What I will say is that the younger generation now are looking for people with fresh and bright ideas, and her being in politics for so long, she kind of represents legacy politics, the exact same politics that the younger generation is saying we have to move away from, to usher in the next era of things. So I think that is going to work against us strong. Next, we have Stuart Young. I don't know who is funding this dude's political career, but he's doing a damn good job because he entered politics. First, he's 50 years. So he's not too old, but he's also not too young. He's right in the middle. But he only entered politics in 2015. That is just about 10 years ago, give or take. And since then, he was in every ministry as a minister or something at some point in time. I don't know how that dynamic does work, but he wiggled his way in and he wiggled his way up, and now he's one of the top members of the party. But you see, the problem is that the PNM has always been seen as a black party, just like the UNC has always been seen as an East Indian party. So I don't know how the PNM voter base will respond to having a light-skinned, shiny-looking person as the face of the operation. That is something for us to work out. I have never voted in my life, so I can't say nay or yay on that. But I'm just saying, based on what you're going to say, there would be some friction amongst the voter base there. But more importantly, here's the thing. Right now, the Prime Minister isn't too popular. He is so unpopular that bro has to retire before. So he's really not that popular. People are looking for a different thing. They're looking for a change. When they see Rowley, they think hardship. And the issue for that is he has been aligned with Rowley so much, almost like the Prime Minister's shadow. Anyway, you saw one, you saw the other. Him being the face of the PNM is going to spell disaster. In my opinion, just saying, my opinion, it's going to spell disaster. The opposition will eat that up alive because they will bring all these pictures. They will dig up these pictures from the archive and beat it like a drum. A vote for him is a vote for Rowley. Same person, they talk the same, they act the same, just different skin color. I can hear Kamala Harris beating that right now. So he's going to quickly find himself in the exact same predicament that Kamala Harris found herself in the last election in America, there where she had to distance herself from Joe Biden, but she couldn't just turn her back on him because technically he's still the president. He will find himself in that same story because people will always compare him to Rowley, and he will have to draw a line in the sand. But the line can't be too big because, all they're still friends. Next, we have Dr. Amory Brown. This seems to be the person that Rowley is putting to replace him. He has been in politics since 2007, which is about 18 years, give or take. But I can't get an age for him. For some reason, no age. I don't know why they're hiding his age. Wikipedia has nothing. The Parliament page has nothing. So I'm guessing he probably is some alien or something. But he is the person that is replacing, well, the ground is saying, that is going to replace Dr. Rowley in his constituency. Now, will he succeed? I don't know. I'm not sure the PNM executive even wants him to be the leader of the party, if the ground is to be listened to. Sometimes the ground does talk shit, so you have to take everything with a grain of salt. But who do you all think is going to replace Rowley as the next leader of the PNM? If I had to bet money, I would say somebody in this frame right now. We will know soon because elections is this year. They can't hold it back forever because they can't wait too long and then close the election and come and say, all right, he's the man over there. I am saying within the next 2 months, maybe 3 months max, this whole thing has to be settled and we will know who leading the PNM going forward.
I haven't been able to take my eyes off my husband's pants.
All right, there you go, folks.
Anyways, I was right in the first instance. It's Peter, Paul, and Mary who made it a hit in '67, but it was written by John Denver.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Tommy. All right. So, folks, we're going to go for that quick break, Tommy, and then we'll be right back. By the way, Amy Brown is 52 years of age. So, folks, they can stay. We'll be right back after this short message. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
You're in the mix with the one and only Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Yo, what's up? This is Dr. Dre.
What's up, y'all? This is Tupac, Machiavelli the Dawn.
Yo, what's cracking? This is Big Snoop Deal Double G. You're in the mix with the one and only Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's your boy Akon. Hey, what it is, man? It's your boy T-Pain.
You can pop, lock, and drop it. Just don't stop it. Bringing you the jams from the 2000s and more.
Yeah, this is your boy Flo Rida. Believe that.
This is Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. You are listening to Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, folks, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. And here on Sunday Talk, we originate, we don't imitate. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. Text and voice notes are also welcome. Remember, these are WhatsApp numbers, so you don't need to buy a phone card if you're in Trinidad.
So, Tommy, I want to go to. There is a song by Squeezy Rankin. Did you hear that song? There is a song by Squeezy Rankin. I find that every radio station in Trinidad and Tobago should be playing this song. Every radio station, every radio station. I'm not sure. Well, people could see because, I mean, I don't listen to all the radio stations in Trinidad and Tobago. I think Gordon Joseph does listen to all the P&M radio stations. So he could tell us if he have heard this on any of the P&M radio stations that he listens to. Okay? So I want you all to listen to this song by Squeezy Rankin.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, yes,
I say yes when I heard it.
yeah, yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Every radio station should be playing that song. Every single radio station should be playing that song in Trinidad and Tobago. But you know, Tommy, I mean, you know, we here at WZYE, we say we originate, we don't imitate. You know what I mean? You know,
True.
yeah, they gotta follow the leader. You know what I mean? We gotta follow the leader. I mean, everybody should be playing that song. Everybody, you know. Um, hey, look, your friend come, Tommy. I want to go back to this thing here, Tommy. Boy, Tommy, help me with this here, please. Police officials said.
What's 625? Why 623?
Well. Let me get them. Let me get them whatever they want. Let me just say the highest murders in history of Trinidad and Tobago. All right.
True.
Whether it's 620, 622, 625, whatever it is, right? In a country of 1.5 million people, the highest homicide rate recorded since 2013. Tommy, could you explain that to me, please?
What is there to explain, Walls?
Oh God, Tommy, you know, when I need, Tommy, I'll start to tell you, we have a box with some bulbs. And there's a lot of 25 watt bulbs. Hello, PNM Fox. And then there are 1,000 watt bulbs. Tommy, how are you going? You is the 1,000 watt, Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You could take a watt from you and get them all them other 25 watts bulbs, and you still have more left. So explain this to me. The highest homicide rate since 2013. So homicide and murders, they fall in different categories, right? So 623 is the highest homicide rate since 2013, right? What was it in 2013?
I thought you had this. I thought you had this. You had the stats on that.
No, I have them all here, but I'm just trying to.
What was the number in 2013?
408.
How could that be higher than what occurred a couple of years ago?
Tommy, you see, you know what it is, Tommy? You just try to think you're brighter than other people, you know. I think that is what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You think you're brighter than PNM Fox? That's what it is.
Okay.
I convinced now. I convinced.
Okay, Mr. Fox.
Tommy, how could you write something like that? And it's like them fellas don't think before they write, you know. Or they just write then think. Yeah, that's right then think. Yeah, right then think.
Did he not write that there was a state of emergency when there wasn't one?
Yeah. He did that too. He did that. Yeah, he did that. Yeah. You know what? Thanks for reminding me. But I also see so listen now. That you know, Tommy, he says in 2013 there was 408 murders.
So
oh God. Well, yes.
Which is less 200 plus less than today.
Boy, I feel sorry for the PNM boy. That's who the PNM are defending them, you know. Them fellas, you know. And he all over social media, boy.
Well,
and worry, welcome. I repeat, homicide and murder is the same thing. It have no if and buts in that.
I want to know when we're gonna get more politically educated in Trinidad and Tobago. When we're gonna mature politically, when we're gonna mature as a people, when you think about people like Fox?
That's a good question. Yeah, man. How are you going?
You see Fox and them, you see them at it.
Oh God, KFC. Yeah, KFC, repeat it. You went out.
In class in 2012, 2013, inside this country going on autism.
Yeah.
That why Dr. Early resigning with a bag of money and lead them dons and dotage and out of time and trying to brainwash the young generation here. You classing 408 mothers to 623 mothers.
And there was even higher in between. There was even higher murders after 2013. Boy, that is some donsology, boy. That is donsology.
That was evil and wicked and heartless. Some of them PNM supporters, there's feeling by
KFC, you're breaking up.
You raise that for you, so he and his family can go and live happy. So you don't care what is first corridor.
KFC, I don't call back. You're breaking up.
You
don't call back. You're breaking up. No, listen to this, right, Tommy? Darren, no, it wasn't 91 murders. It was not. It wasn't 91 murders. Listen to this, Tommy. Listen to this, eh? This is donsology at its fullest. Donsology. The police put out that information. Eh? So Tommy, think about this, right, Tommy? Let me walk through this. You get the list of all the amount of murders. 2013 was 408, 2014 was 403, 2015 410, 2016 463, 2017 494. And you go with that, Tommy? Eh? But Tommy, just last year, just go by last year, 575. Tommy, what kind of donsology is that, boy? Tommy, I'm missing something. Come on, I'm missing something.
You and me both missing something.
I had to be missing something. I'm missing something.
We're both missing something.
Boy, you know, that is donsology at its fullest, eh? And the only time we use that in here is when PNM folks put something like that, what you just put there. Oh God, boy. You can't even go and do a little research and say, well, you know, boy, nah, that can't be right. You just cut and paste. And you know what make it worse? What make it worse? Even Patty call him out, where he copy and paste. Oh God! Your own PNM person call him out. He copy and paste and then come and tell you what the police put out that information. So you see, Tommy, if the police put out information and whether the information is wrong or right, you run with the information for your government to look good. Eh? I don't know.
You know, it's really sad, and it happens all over Trinidad. Anselm, we talked about the Pitch Lake time and again. Who is responsible for the Pitch Lake at this time? And based on the information that we received thus far, who is responsible for taking it out of TNT's control?
Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know if they never said, they said they had sold the Pitch Lake to the Chinese. That wasn't true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
But did somebody have a lease on it for an extended period of time or something?
I think they say somebody had a lease, you know. I think so, you know. But they said Trinidad and Tobago owns the pitch lake. And I have a video in here about that too.
We own it, but who's
operating
it at this time?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Who's managing it? Who's extracting the resources? What are the incomes from it? That's the best kept secret, and pitches needed in every corner of this globe.
Yeah. Oh. So I mean, oh God. Oh God. Oh God. The homicide rate also improved in 2020, right? From 2013 to in 2020 it was 396, right? So it improved, right? Murders dropped again on a total of 577. You said 575. All right, you know, folks. I was off by 2.
And what occurred in 2020 that created a restriction of movement?
Oh, don't tell me, oh God, why you want to get into that, Tommy? Oh God, Tommy.
You know, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know why we even spending time, wasting time, even paying heed to some of these comments.
No, because Tommy, I think you have to expose them with the PNM education. Oh, PNM, we have free education. And that is what you come in to talk about? With your free PNM education? Boy,
free miseducation.
Oh, there we go. There we go, Tonk. You see, Tommy? 1,000 watts with 25 watts.
Because there's just no critical thinking.
None. Zero. Yeah? And then he wants to say, well, okay, it dropped 570. All right. 577 to 575, Tommy. You know, somebody may say in 2013 it was 407. Somebody could say 408. You know, you had different numbers, but they're close to each other. But that fella was off the zone. He was off the planet. He wasn't even close. Close. Even if you use your thinking, even if you lose your left red brains, yeah? Right? And think about it. All right. In 2024, 623 murders. All right? Let me use this number. And 2023, 577 murders. How you could say, going back to 2013, how could you? How could you, Tommy? Even go back 1 year, Tommy. Just go 1 year.
Yep.
Boy, that is doxology at its fullest. That is doxology. Boy, PNM Fox, all your boy. Where's that PNM education? What you get? You get a PNM education. That is what you get, PNM Fox. You got PNM education, excuse me, a PNM miseducation. Correct. And you're proving it. You're proving it. Stop just cutting and pasting. Think critical. That's all we're asking you to do, no?
Think.
That's all we're asking you to do. Think. I mean, even if you get that off the police website, you could still think, Tommy, and say, but nah, boy, that ain't correct. That ain't correct. Oh, God. Tommy, read what you say. But when you're in a hole, stop digging our partner, please. When you're in a hole, could you stop digging? You know there's a quote about that, right, Tommy?
Yep.
He said the murders was not important. I was making the point the international drug trade wasn't the murders. But the murders not important. Right? But Trinidad and Tobago sending a report to the United Kingdom to talk about gangsters in the United Kingdom. No, but no. Murders not important. Murder is not important. Eh? An attorney get executed. Murder is not important. Not important. Nah.
State emergency was called, but that's not important.
Nah. Murder is not important. Yeah, well, you just call a state of emergency because we have to do something. We can't just sit down and don't waste time. Eh? Caribbean Soul says Wall Street. You saw the video with the foreigner. He said 500 US per ton for pitch. Nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah, it's in ZYE chat. It's in.
I didn't see that one. Nah. I didn't see it. Wendy Ann Phillips, welcome. You have time to waste on that Fox Islam person. He's a human robot. Question and answers are stand for him. He cannot think for himself. Oh God! Fox does get his script and he just read from the script. He don't vet it, he got a script, he cut and paste, right? And he only cutting and pasting, boy. You had to call him cut and paste Fox, That's what we should call him. Nah, we appear them Fox better. Uncle Tommy, you're so right. Dennis sprang along, Hall used to say, left them so to be content with HGC apartment and a corporation work. Says so much of the one's mental and educational development. Tommy, look your partner. Read what your partner say on the screen there. That's your partner. You see it?
Yeah.
You want to read it?
TM, can I call you UNC till dead before I make my next point?
I don't know, bro. I don't. I don't know, Tommy.
TM is who?
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Short for Tommy. I think he abbreviated. Tommy. Tommy, can I call you UNC till there before I make my next point?
You can call me anything. Just don't call me late for supper.
Oh God. Well, yes. I'm telling you. Yeah, man, just a minute. All right, let me go to this voice note. Hold on. Let me go to this voice note. Oh boy. I'm gonna call Winford James.
Anna. Are you serious? Are you really serious? What about his brother? Will you see him too? All they want to build a case for 400 and something people dead. How murdered. And on our next occasion, 600 and something people dead. Murdered. And the argument is something like if it's we go accept the 400 and something. We wouldn't accept the 600 and something. Only for real, boy? Only for real?
What's his point?
There was a time when it wasn't 400 and something. There was a time when it was not 300. There was a time when it was not 200. Listen, that's not saying something to all you, boy. Huh?
What point? What?
That's 600 and something.
What's the point?
There in terms of how people think. That's where it started. How people think. $700-800 is no. Yeah, I'm saying dollars now. 700-800 people is no problem. 700-800, 900 people getting murdered it will be like nothing. And I don't miss the point now. The question that should be answered is why? How come? And who doing it? Those are very important questions that people avoiding. Hey, I cool like you could, eh? You are very passionate when I feel I'm not wrong. At worst case scenario, I might get a draw, but I can't lose. Gosh, boy. Don't think about this one is more, that one is less. 400 is too bloody much. 300 is too much. 600 is worse, yes. But oh gosh, man. Nah, man, be real, nah, man.
That's the end of that. You know, the thing is, one murder is too many murders.
But when we said that, Tommy, you they see that miseducation thing you say there? That is real with them PNM people, you know. That is real, you know, Tommy. The miseducation is real, you know. I have to do an editorial on the miseducation of the PNM supporters. I have to do an editorial on that. Yeah. I do an editorial on that.
You must do that because
Yeah.
over.
Let me take a note of that. Miseducation of the PNM supporters. Yeah. I do a one on that. Let me take a note here. Go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead.
You know, the thing is, like we said, one murder is too many murders. And the fact that when it keeps increasing, it is in a worse state. It's as plain as day, as clear as day. So if it was 400 and it becomes 600, it's not. It isn't worse.
Tommy, I tell you, here's a 1,000-watt bulb in a box with a lot of 25-watt bulbs.
Well, I'm not sure if you're right, but I just hope that I could shed some light and help people think critically.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. Full song says. Okay, you know what?
Oh, this guy says Tommy Mohammedi man, TM.
Yeah, right. Tabakit, welcome.
How are you?
We are excellent, Tabakit. How are you?
Pleasant afternoon. Look, I didn't know you were live on air, but since I'm there, you know more than likely who will be the next prime minister and political leader of the PNM.
We are speculating.
Well, I send you to stuff on WhatsApp. You will look at it.
Okay. Who do you think?
Huh?
Who do you think?
Your very good friend. I send it to you. You will open it up now. I send it for you on WhatsApp.
Okay.
That will be the breaking news very soon.
Thank you.
Look at it. Your very good friend in the PNM is a woman. A gone.
He says a woman is gone.
Again, all kind of friend to me. Caribbean Gordon should have told Fox that. Tommy Mohammed says Gordon Maloney, it's 644 murders for 2024. It's not 400. Gordon, in your view, can you tell us what you're talking about? Come, Gordon, impress us for once. I await your indulgence. Caribbean Soul says Volsang, he go say UNC give out guns, but told the criminals to start shooting when Rowley come in power. Oh God! Gordon Joseph says, and will you stop there or will you do one on your party too, UNC? Who are you talking to there?
Tommy Mohammed, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right. He and Tommy Mohammed have something going back and forth. And here this PNM supporters zip their lips about the 644 murders for 2024. Stuart Young. But Foster and Brown won't be happy. Okay, let me see. I think I have some voice notes here.
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington. Uncle Tommy. I see a passer correct advertisement and sponsors like Neil George, like the big changes. For all these years of talking, and 91.9 bringing no sponsors, no PNM ad, nothing at all. Mr. Washington, back all the time, you know. My box blast out to your election through the past school and come and be in, man. Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Watch. Like past school, kids come and be here, but he bringing nothing to 91.9. He bringing an ad. He cannot sponsor some you. That possible woman relax himself, no man, with Dr. Rowley and them sick, evil piano, man, like Fox and all of them. I said that evil, wicked piano. They take with the laptop and give you 30 grams of marijuana, right? Piano medication, keep you dunce and dotation illiterate. You don't think outside the box at all. Fire about this evil, wicked piano. Watch you back some time at 91.9, man.
All right, let me see what is yours. Is this another audio? Who is this now?
Who keeps saying is gonna be the next leader? Penny?
Hold on. Tommy, take it in. I want to check this voice note here before I play it. All right, take it in.
Yeah, well, I'll take it. I'll take it. What I have to say is that.
Hold on, let me take this call, Tommy. Let me take this call. Caller, Financial Guru, welcome.
Hello?
Yeah, welcome. You're inside.
Yeah. Yes, Professor Wall Street. Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, Professor Wall Street, there's a quick questions I had. I wanted to know if you saw the video with the article with regards to the legacy of Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear.
I saw that.
On that, and what grade you would give them. I know your last time you gave them a D for the last year or something like that, but over the last 10 years, I'm trying to figure out, after you hear about the murders, 624 plus, more than probably 3,000, 4,000 murders over the last 10 years. The fact is our GDP is going down, as you know. We're now second to Guyana in terms of real GDP. And quite a number of things. Our debt has gone up to 139 million overall, which is about 76% of our overall GDP. 5 billion plus in external debt, which is equivalent to our cash reserves, and a number of issues with the airport, issues with, Petrotrin, the divers, the person who just died. I would like to know from you, especially, what are your thoughts on that, and Uncle Tommy. And the last thing, I heard Mr. Tabakit call in, but I didn't get a chance to really review the show. But I was wondering, what were your thoughts regarding the possible leadership, if you would like to expound on that. All right, so I'm locked on and listening.
All right.
Keep up the good work, Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. And happy New Year to you again.
Okay, with regard to the legacy, Tommy, I have done an editorial. I just have to finish it. With regard to the legacy of Prime Minister Rowley. Now, Martin George also did a legacy of Prime Minister Rowley. All right, I go play that too. Right, but I could tell you, the legacy of Prime Minister Rowley is closing down Petrotrin. And listen to this one, Listen to this one. In the history of Trinidad and Tobago, well, let me not say in the history. In the last 30 years in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Rowley A prime minister who said he could be the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, have the most amount of black people ever living below the poverty line in the last 10 years. Ever. Right? That's the second one as far as his legacy is concerned. A prime minister who decided that poor, disadvantaged pensioners, if you had 25,000 in your bank account, I go bust your throat. No more pension for you. Yeah? Fourthly, in the history of crime in Trinidad and Tobago, the history, if there was a crime Olympics in Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Rowley would have made a full sweep. He sweep the medals. Gold, silver, and bronze. All by his lonesome. So when you look at those things, the economy is the worst it has ever been under Prime Minister Rowley. You go tell me, I want to look at the legacy of, oh yeah. You know what? He renovated the Red House. Yeah. I should put that in right, Tommy. He renovated the Red House.
And he built over Bally's house.
He built over. Yeah, he built over. Yeah, I put that in. He built over Bally's house. He built over the Prime Minister residence in Tobago. Right? I think they get is Tobago get what? New boats? They get new boats, new ferries? Did they get new ferries? Or I think something so, you know. But maybe PNM folks gonna know that. Yeah. Eh? Look. So okay, hey, Tommy, give me a minute here. I want to play this before I put it on.
Yeah. Do so. Well, it's our first political show for 2025, and this seems to be a very interesting year on carded here for us. We don't know how it's going to wind up after today's PNM retreat, what is going to be or who's going to be pushed as our next anointed or appointed leader of the PNM cult, as some call it.
Yeah.
But whoever it is, you know one thing for sure. All these fans are going to support it. But in my opinion, it's time for a different disposition, a different administration, just to create a balance, if nothing else. Because the one-sidedness is hurting the democracy.
So Tommy, we get a voice of a new person here send us a voice note. I don't know where they're from, but I just wanted to double check the voice note. But here it is. Listen to this, folks. Listen to this.
Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. What a move was made by Prime Minister Rowley. Yes, that was a masterclass political move there, yeah. That is what they call political strategy. You know, there was never a time in Trinidad and Tobago where Prime Minister stepped down before his term of office has expired. You know, so Prime Minister Rowley knows that he's unpopular now amongst the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So he decided to make this move, and he doesn't want to be humiliated or voted out of office like his predecessor, leader Manning, and the other prime ministers. So he's going to take this move and, you know, right off in the sunset. So what a masterclass move by him. Also, he just increased his salary and his perks and everything and his pension. So there's no other reason for him to stay in office and fight again at this time.
I'll come back to that. Tabakit, welcome. Tabakit.
Hello?
Yes, you're inside.
Yes. You hear me, Brother Wall Street?
Loud and clear.
Uncle Tommy, pleasant afternoon.
Same to you, Brother Tabakit.
Mr. Tabakit?
Tabakit, we hear you loud and yeah, we hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Come on then.
Right. Now, what I just sent you there, if it turn out that Miss Beckers will be the next, here the question I have for you. If it turn out to be true that Miss Beckers will be the next political leader and prime minister, I would like to ask you, because I know that for a fact. I heard on lots of occasions, anything you have said about Miss Beckers was very powerful. Allow me, please. Now, I know you was a Manning Knight, and Miss Beckers is a Manning Knight. Where you will go from here if Miss Beckers, and I want you to talk to me before I come off the phone. If Miss Beckers is given the nod as political leader and prime minister by tomorrow, because more than likely is this week he's going to put the prime minister. What will be your role as from this week coming here? Speak to me before I leave.
Tabakit, I guess you haven't listened to us. I have said this current PNM government has to sit on
That's
the
not the question I asked you. All respect to you, Professor.
But
You're a brilliant man. Oh, 1 minute. I have deep respect for you. Yeah. And as a lecturer, you will lecture to children and you ask them to based upon the subject matter to deal with that. So, Professor, you know I have great respect for you. I am asking you based upon the subject matter I raised with you as an international renowned lecturer, and you know I have full respect for you. I am now asking you, Professor, can you speak to this particular subject matter?
I am Tabakit. Tabakit.
Now, do not stray and go with no legacy. We're speaking direct about Miss Beckers and your friendship and good respect for her. There's where I won the question on that. Thank you.
All right. So Tabakit, I have full respect for Miss Penelope Beckers. And I think that the time when Ms. Beckers could be the political leader of the PNM has passed.
We dealing with now?
Yeah, the time has
We're not
passed.
dealing with the past.
The time has passed.
Sorry, I have now and then to come in to slap the professor on his wrist. Normally when a teacher teaching, you're not supposed to stop him. But if I believe the teacher and my great professor, I believe we're not looking at the past. We're going to deal with now. And I want you to deal with the now, Professor. Thank you.
I'm dealing.
I give you the mic back.
I'm dealing with the now. But Tabakit, you have to listen. What I'm saying, saying is this: is that in the PNM currently, many people are saying that Ms. Becker's time has passed, and here is why. In the last,
what's your opinion?
No.
What's your opinion?
No. Well, red birdies whispering in my right ears. You know, I have some red birdies that whisper.
Go on.
Right. What has happened is that in the last internal election for the PNM was the greatest opportunity for Ms. Beckers to stand up.
But can we deal with 2025, please, Professor? I beg of your indulgence.
But I
want you to take me back what would have gone.
But
that is in the history, in the archive. Professor and intellectual and my brilliant African brother, I talk in 2025 and I'm dealing with the moment. Can you deal with that with me, Professor?
But
you give me Professor, you give me a piece.
But listen,
and you tell me to do my homework and you're correcting me.
But
and so far, I have 100% tick. So I'm now asking you, dear sir and teacher, can we deal with 2025? What's happening on the subject matter, the syllabus that we're dealing with?
Let's deal with 2025. Currently.
Thank you.
In the eyes of many people in the PNM, Ms. Beckers is not the top candidate to be the political leader of the PNM.
And what is your opinion? I don't want to get what anybody else is saying. What is Wall Street opinion that by tomorrow she's named political leader and prime minister? How are you going to deal with that? You see, here
No, but
I
listen,
don't want to
Tabakit.
box you in a corner.
Tabakit.
But what I'm saying to you, since you have all right.
Tabakit, let me say this. Tabakit, let me say this.
Tabakit,
Tabakit, let me answer you. Let me answer you straightforward. Tabakit, I want no part of this current PNM.
So if Ms. Beckers become political leader and prime minister, and she make a call to Professor Wall Street to work with her as a new administration, what would you do?
Tabakit, I don't want to go and look into the future, you know. I'm not looking into the future.
Can you answer my question and forget about the future?
No,
I'm asking you.
You want me to go and look into the future and see what will happen in the future?
No, it's not looking.
Nah.
You see,
yeah.
You already said, Professor, can I have the mic for 1 minute? I'll give you back it.
Sure.
You already said to me, you hold the dear beloved, the Honorable Miss Beckers in high regards.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with now. By tomorrow, they go to the president, they make her prime minister, political leader, and you're getting a call from the new minted who have never lead, who have never ruled. Would you say no to a new prime minister, a new leader?
Nah, yeah.
Forget about the PNM and everybody.
No, that's the PNM. No, I don't want no part of that. I want no part of that.
So what you're saying, you give up the Balige, so to speak.
But Tabakit, where you was all the time. You just come out from under.
Forget about where I was all the time. I discussing with you now.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell it to my face that Tabakit, I give up what you're saying, you give up the Balige and you're with a new political party, so to speak.
I give up the Balize. And anything else other than the Balize is better for Trinidad.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
I could now put you on the spot, Professor.
Sure.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
So can I say you came home to my political party and my political leader is your political leader now, the UNC? Are you a UNC?
Tabakit, I don't have no UNC. Tabakit, I don't have no. Tabakit, I don't have a UNC card. I don't have nothing. I don't have a UNC T-shirt.
Professor, 1 minute.
Yeah.
You remember in school you can't talk over the teacher. So I want to ask you, forget about card. So what you're telling Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean and the world by extension, Professor Wall Street is now a fresh minted son of the United National Congress. Your political leader is Ms. Kamala Prasad-Visesa. This is what you're telling me?
Tabakit, let me say this. You see, you haven't been listening to us. You haven't been listening to us. I have said,
forget about
listen, Tabakit, no. The teacher talking. Tabakit, the teacher talking. Tabakit.
I am a silent listener.
Tabakit.
I want to get something come out in the open arena right now. We're dealing with now.
Tabakit, listen to this. Tabakit,
yes.
I have said this. There are two political parties running for power in Trinidad and Tobago. It's the PNM and the UNC. I do not support the PNM. And since I do not support the PNM, I have to support either the PNM or the UNC, and I do not support the PNM.
So you're giving, that is my answer. There is now a UNC and your political leader is Kamala Prasad-Visesa. So I could now say, you are my brother, my UNC brother. Professor Wall Street is UNC to the core. That's the answer. Ain't it?
Tabakit.
What Tabakit? Come now, we're talking.
Tabakit.
We're having an open discussion.
Tabakit, listen to this. Tabakit.
Yeah, listening.
You running wrong the Rienzi complex now, you know. I tell you, let me say to you again. I've said to you, I do not support the PNM, and there's only two parties you could support in Trinidad. Who do I support?
You told me that already.
So who do I support?
I'm a good listener. You already established that. What I want to hear with my two googly ears, you know, long time they used to say googly ears.
Yeah.
I want it to tell it to me in my face because I don't want no second hand. So when I leave this station, I am now saying, We are
Tabaki,
now brothers
listen.
under the UNC.
Yes,
And your
all
leader
right.
is Kamala
Okay.
Prasad Visasa.
All right. Yes, Tabaki. Yes. Yes. Yes,
Right.
Tabaki.
So I could come off the phone.
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, Caribbean, and the world. Professor Wall Street is now UNC, and his political leader is the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visasa. My brother, I thank you for giving Mr. Tabakit your comment.
Sorry about that, Tabaki. Yeah. Mova defender.
Well, shit. I learned a lot from Aisha at all, boy. Tabakit, I get tiptoeing. Tabakit, I running.
But no, I know running.
Tabakit,
But let's no. Mova defender. If there's two athletes in a race, right? Two athletes in a race. The first one fall long, and the second one cross the finish line. Who win?
No, well, watch it. I know that. I want to tell you. But I should have danced him around all over to help you himself. I want to tell you, they learn too much from she. But the point I make it, the kid come to tie you up.
Nah, but
But what I saying was true. Tabakit, with all due respect, is my political uncle. But Penny Beckers, being the leader of PNM, that and a pink horse, I think we will never see, especially at this juncture in time. And that is my humble view. Because actually, last time I came on a program and I said, Dr. Rowley is going to put stewardship on the people. A political commentator came in right after me and he said, Gladiator, give me a name. And anytime Dr. Rowley puts stewardship, I'll stop calling radio. I hope you remember when he said that. Because I can almost guarantee you, Dr. Rowley, in putting stewardship as acting prime minister for the past few times, to not, and also stop the convention and the internals to come now to put Penny. So that is my opinion. And I can almost guarantee you, for the little bit of time before he go, Stuart Young is going to be the next prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I can't say the political leader, because that one is a hard fight for him. But I see for the little bit of time remaining, I can almost guarantee Stuart Young is going to be the next prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
No, wait. The next political leader, the PNM, you mean?
So, no. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm going to rephrase what I say. Stuart Young is going to be the next prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I cannot say too much about the political leader because that one.
I understand.
Because I can almost guarantee something was true. Dr. Rowley leaving PNM right now is going to put the party in Bacchanal.
Yeah.
And to put the party in Bacchanal in an election year is so close to this being disingenuous. Because now, when there is something about general elections, it will have internal rumblings. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. So now, who will answer to sell secrets to the enemies to throw down this one? And who will sell secrets to the next enemy to throw down this one? Because they want to get leadership of the party that they say is great. So that move, your partner was to ring the bell, made is nothing far from this genius. And Stuart Young is going to be our next prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I'll listen off here.
All right. Okay. This is a TikTok here. What is this? Hold on, what
it's almost top of the hour.
Yeah. Hold on. Tabakit sent me this planning and development minister Penelope Beckers Robinson said She will see how things go when asked if we will throw a hat in the ring to be the next leader of the PNM. All right. What is the other one here? Let me see this other one. All right, I just a picture with Penelope Beckles. Okay, let me play this one's voice note here.
Hey boy. I just feel I shouldn't be doing classes for free. That's just my position. Because it really, really could challenge your equilibrium. You understand? If they're willing to pay. It don't have to be money, you know. But please pay attention. My point is, how could people feel comfortable to say 400 and something people dead by way of being murdered is okay? Well, I should say some. How could some people be rejoicing that, well, it was only 400 and something, and now it's 600 and something? When at one time, it was not 400 and something, it was less than that. And it keep moving in one direction. Party go, party come. And I'm saying that if it continue the way it has been going, and people who have the mic promoting, well, this is less than that, and the stupidness continue, it could end up reaching 700, 800, 900, no matter who in power. No matter who in power. So my point is, we shouldn't have no kind of clap hand, stamp your foot, jump and rejoice, because under one regime, the murder rate was 300, and now under next regime, the murder rate is 600. Under one regime, it wasn't 200 either. It was not 200. And under the next regime, it gone to 400. So what's the point? The point is, we have got to deal with why people killing people. And that is not being dealt with. Gosh, boy.
So, folks, put your closing comments in the chat. Put your closing comments in the chat, and also send your closing voice note. Again, if your voice note is over 3 minutes, I'm not playing it, okay? So put your closing comments in the chat and send your voice notes. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yeah, back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, folks, whenever we come here, you subscribe to WZYE TV, and every time we go on, you'll get a message from us saying that we are on air. So subscribe to WZYE TV. You don't have to worry. You don't have to wait for the notice. Once again, as soon as we go on air, it will send you a notice in your inbox to let you know that we are on air. Right? So, Tommy, you know what that fella just said there, Tommy?
You're talking about Gordon.
Yeah.
If I know what he said?
Yeah, if you know what he said.
I heard what he said. But I don't know to whom he was saying it.
So, folks, let me give my closing. Tommy, that song is a big song, you know.
Which one?
You one by Squeezy Rankin.
Oh yeah. That I listened to it before. It's pretty good.
Guys, that song is a big song. A big song. So, folks, here's my closing comment?
Good morning, God. Today is Sunday, Father, January 5th, and I begin another day under your grace and protection. My heart warms as I feel your presence so alive on this beautiful day. Thank you for another opportunity to live, breathe, and walk with the certainty that you are always with me. May this Sunday be a day of light, peace, and spiritual transformation. Lord, visit every heart that needs comfort, every home longing for your peace, and every soul seeking renewal in you. May the blessings of heaven pour down on us abundantly, filling us with hope, strength, and joy. Thank you, Father, for your unfailing faithfulness, for the strength that sustains me, and for your mercy that renews itself every morning. In you I trust, in you I rest, and for you I live wholeheartedly. May this Sunday be marked by your powerful presence, today and always. Amen. Lord God.
From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
A career is a wonderful thing, but you cannot curl up with it on a cold night. I say that because these are some very cold days. Also, you, the man in the mirror, have to become the change you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe out there. We'll talk again, God willing, tomorrow in the village, right here on WZYE. Till then, good night.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Let me go to the voice next.
2025 Wall Street, Brother Tommy, failing leadership in the CNN. It makes no difference. Well, he's not PNM. He alone is not in PNM. We had to get rid of the whole PNM. So we don't care who they put. Once we start to study who we go put, we go start up with a new problem. Dr. Rowley move aside, so be it, but Dr. Rowley is not PNM. It's the PNM the country has to move. The PNM policies, the way how they govern country. That's what we're moving at. But Dr. Rowley taken from before in front, taken for, he's short a loss. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you, reporter. Let me see this one here.
My closing comments. For the life of my big toe, I'm trying to see if my big finger could understand. The 6.5 of them say so much a thing about this man negatively, that is Dr. Rowley, not Rowley. Dr. Rowley. And I could see people jumping up and rejoicing, throwing a big party with one set of non-alcoholic wine and things. Because the man gone, boy. Gone. And say, all right, look, let's see what we could do now. You understand? To make life better in Trinidad and Tobago. But instead of that, it's one set of speculation, ejaculation, calculation, stupidulation on the man. So talking about, oh, he makes sure he fixes himself first. So he decided what salary he wanted, and he decided, when to get it and how much back pay. That's what you want people to believe. When I tell them people, they shouldn't be dealing with him. The people who make the recommendation, that is the persons who should be dealt with. And it's my humble view that there should be a separation. It shouldn't have all of these in one bag. The politician, the chief of police, the chief of fire, the auditor general. No, it should not have that. It should not have that. So one could cry and say, look, we can't give more than 4%, and then somebody else could come and give them 40%. That don't make sense. It don't make dollars. But that is the system that is. I ain't see UNC, I ain't see PNM. None of them try to change that. None of them. But I am saying, I thank God for the contribution he has made. And what I'm saying is, you could decide what you want to look at. What I am seeing is that the people decided to give him a second run. Not me. Not me. The people, thousands of them, decided they're giving him a second run. Obviously, it had to be something they're seeing or not seeing. He's the only man who come and talk about the one man, one vote in the party. He's the only man who give people more than once more money to spend from the salary. While there are others who is over 60-something cases fighting the government. And let me fix yourself and get this thing better now. We could do this, boy. Have a good evening. Eh?
Good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, and tell tomorrow meet again. Mr. Washington, Dr. Oli, that's science, man. Dr. Oli will never give torture on that position. He will give because he's a smart man. He know politics, he understand it, and he's a science man. He know people in the PNM vote on that race. So that they put on opportunities and betterment for the community. He don't run with the bag of money. He go home and plant okra, see what he got, and relax and let's get you Jones. He belly full. Good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy. It was Rebecca's Day. You'll get the Washington Worship Midlands. You'll upload the youth in East West Corridor. But Mr. Worship, to fire upon this evil, wicked PNM, the PNM mash up and crash on that Dr. Rowley. No matter who he put it, the PNM had to go. The evil and wicked. There's a set of evil cult in the PNM. Fire upon this evil, wicked atlas PNM worship. I don't care who they put it. They had to go. So I want you to have a blessed day. Until tomorrow, meet again after God. Love and respect to you and Uncle Tommy and all the viewers. Good afternoon, Mr. Worship. Tabakito na you don't pick a side. You rock with the UNC, you don't want to partner no PNM, you look who they put it. Dr. Oli mash up this country. You go try to put a black face and try to fool the people in the West Corridor to try to get back voters. Them doesn't vote on policies and opportunities. They don't only vote on race. We taking this race politics this year, but we vote on opportunities and betterment for the children. Kamala Prasad and she team will try she best to bring back this country and save lives and limbs. Fire burn this PNM worship on the UNC jersey now, boy, and make me feel proud. Welcome to the UNC family.
Gordon Joseph, like you a man, you just see where the filters come out in it. You really don't pay attention to the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. You know. Keith Rowley thieved the election in 2020. He thieved the election. Right now, in point 40, right now, he's the most hated. And point 40, there's a strong PNM area. Just the fact that he wants us to interfere with this PNM pension. Watch out, this whole PNM government, they're going to raise up a cemetery somewhere and raise these PNM underneath a cemetery. They ain't just going in the ground, you know. They're going below the cemetery. So you continue. Continue. Your fate go be answered soon enough when they keep supporting these evildoers, you know. You go ahead. And one shit, I hear something play off in Tobago a while ago. You might get the info probably tomorrow. And let the people at Trinidad and Tobago know what's going on. But like something playing off in Tobago right now with the PNM.
All right, folks, let me go to the chat here real quick. All making me work overtime, boy. Overtime. Overtime, boy. All right, let me just do the closing comments. Who's that? Very closing comments. I'm looking for the closing comments. Okay. CJ says, yellow is the code. Vote for UNC for a better future. We are waiting to exhale. That's one of the closing comments. Caribbean Soul says, we elect leaders that build nothing and wonder why they build nothing. Volsang closing comments. To use sprang words, let them dead. Harsh words but true. Caribbean Soul, every morning you have two choices. Continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. Okay. Mean Gene closing comments. Very interesting program today. A lot of different views were on display. Okay. Mr. Intellectual closing comments. The heights of ignorance. It was only under the PNM murder always escalated. PNM Fox closing comment. Wall Street, that foolishness you're getting on does not make you a PhD. In addition to the person comparing murders under PNM to murders under People Partnership, that is why they used 2013. 2024 was the highest under PNM, and 2013 was the highest under the People's Partnership. Okay. Okay, folks, I think that's it. We are out of here. We see you tomorrow. Same WZYE time. Volsang say, come Walls, this work on no time limit. Stop complaining. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, folks, we're going to go out to the Karina Shea, every knee shall bow. Yeah. We're going to go out to that one. So, folks, see you guys tomorrow. Same WZYE time. No, not same WZYE time. See you tomorrow, 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, subscribe, okay? WZYE TV on YouTube. So whenever we go live, you'll get the message immediately. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Oh yeah, I look to the hills from whence my solace comes. It's wielding no sword, my shield is the Lord. But some here on earth march to a different drum. Yes, they live to fight, feel that might is right. But those who vain to build their own statue, on pedestals hide themselves they perch. Humility is the greatest virtue. So let them brag and boast. The last shall be first. For all who feel the Almighty was so big and powerful, calling themselves majesty. Every knee shall bow. God alone is. He alone is the one and only. To him alone I bow. So whether you are ruler, Pharaoh, Caliph, or Lord, somewhere, somehow, every knee shall bow. Every knee shall bow. Bow unto the Lord. Every knee shall bow. And there are those who pray on the weak all day. Prefer when you're meek, turn the other cheek. Only the Almighty dollar they obey. See them sell their soul for silver and gold. Their fortune keeps mounting like a tower. They don't know the meaning of enough. They like to equate money with power. But things this material rust, crumble into dust. For all who feel the Almighty, important and powerful, christen the self-majesty. Every knee shall bow. Jehovah alone is Almighty. He alone is the one and only. To him only I bow. Whether you have millions, billions, zillions, or none, some way, somehow, every knee shall bow. Oh yeah, for I await the rolling thunder, to hear cymbals clash and trumpets blow. I believe wrongdoers will go under, like so long ago, back in Jericho. I wonder how our leaders sleep at night. Do they ever dream while poor people scream? The same ones who say they'll put the wrong things right, once they reach on top, become more corrupt. So the grassroots cries become unconscious, while family and friends they patronize, and then they wash their hands like conscious, because they in charge. Feel the larger than large, warn them all who feel the Almighty, omnipotent, powerful, emperor and majesty. Every knee shall bow. He alone is the one and only. To him only I bow. Whether you have mansions, palace, villa, or none, somewhere, somehow, every knee shall bow. Sit back on now. Every knee shall bow. Killer, killer, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I call on him in this valley of dry bones. Through this veil of death, I don't fear no threat. For all who feel they are the cornerstone, arrogant and proud, head stuck in the clouds. I remember Nimrod in the Bible, the king who dared to challenge God, built his masterpiece, the Tower of Babel. Thought he built it well, still it collapsed and fell. Tell them all who feel the Almighty, all conquering and powerful, who from the self-majesty, every knee shall bow. Yahweh, omnipotent, Lion of Judah, to him only I bow. So tell who in power, my people's mandate upon some way, somehow. Whether you are royal, king, queen, knight, upon some way, somehow, every knee shall bow. Every knee, oh, shall prostrate before the Lord. Every knee shall bow unto the Lord. Every knee shall bow unto the Lord. Killer, killer, ooh yeah. Killer, killer, ooh yeah.